I think one of the worst things about being depressed for me was the fact that I forgot what it felt like to be happy. And the longer I was clinically depressed, the less connected and attached to a sense of wellness and abject happiness I became. I don't know that we are designed to be in discomfort for too long. And I think joy and contentment and happiness are fleeting and beyond our imagination once we've been suffering for a long period of time. It certainly was that way for me. And I remember asking myself questions like, will I ever feel happy again? And the answer for me for a long time was absolutely no. I was one of those classic cases of people who became depressed. It became clinical, it became treatment resistant, it became dangerous, and I forgot. I just completely forgot what life was like before depression and anxiety, and for me also depersonalization. Couldn't remember at all. Beyond that, I couldn't see through my pain, which now in retrospect isn't incredibly surprising, but it was a weird thing to contend with back in 2012 when I was a year into a treatment-resistant depression. I couldn't see beyond my hopelessness, much like a normal person who's mostly healthy can't see beyond a terrible flu once they've been in it for a few days. You're just consumed by discomfort and pain. Pain has a nasty way of washing over perspective. And I remember asking myself again, will I ever be happy again? And I didn't think I ever would. And I'm really, really happy right now. I'm really, really joyful and content right now. And I couldn't possibly have imagined getting to this point when I was sick. And I think what I want to do here is just offer even the smallest amount of hope and the smallest amount of perspective to any of you who might be currently really struggling and currently not thinking you will ever feel better, or wondering if you'll recognize joy and happiness or even less pain when it comes. I think we need each other, and I think that mood disorder, be it endogenous or be it circumstantial, like the loss of something serious, I think it's a scary, dreadful, lonely experience. And I know how quickly and how easily I was lost, and I know how very much I depended on other people to see things clearly when I certainly couldn't. As much as I've spent years lamenting mental health issues and venting when I was in pain and when I was struggling, I think it's important that once in a while, when a sense of calm and contentment and stability has washed over me like it currently has, that I let you guys know that I'm happy, that I feel happy, and that you can too. Regardless of how bad it is right now, regardless of how hopeless you currently feel or how detached you are from your own recovery or how exhausted you might be, you can get better anyway. And I think that's the hope of this video that I want you guys to take away, if you're able to trust me and if you're able to believe me when I say that being down or being depressed or experiencing melancholy or anhedonia or any number of mood disorders does not mean that you will always be in that state. It doesn't mean you will be hopeless. And feeling hopeless doesn't mean you'll always stay hopeless. And believing you can get better is actually not a requirement for getting better. And maybe that's one of the more important things I could possibly share. You don't even have to believe it to get better. You just have to not quit. You just have to not actually give up. And sometimes that's 10 steps forward and 15 steps back. But as long as you then get up again and take the next step, we're still in it. We're still alive. We still have a chance. And it's really, really worth it. You know, it wasn't so long ago that I was having suicidal ideations at all times, that I could not sleep at night, that I was riddled with dread and stress and angst and painful rumination, and that I couldn't stop thinking about any given thing that caused me worry and stress and angst. I couldn't seem to find a flow in my life And I really wondered if I ever could. But by the grace of God, and thanks to the people that have just stayed in my corner, and maybe luck, I just stayed. I just kept trying. And I'm not trying to signal virtue. I'm a very fallible, broken human being doing the best he can. But things just changed. And the only thing that I believe would have kept me from experiencing what I do think is an absolute miracle of just being good, feeling good, is that I didn't give up. That was the only thing that would have stopped me, is if I just stopped trying. So I want you to keep going if you're struggling. I don't want you to lose hope if you're becoming hopeless. I want you to believe that future you wants you to keep trying. I want you to know that not having the answers or being sure of what's going to get you from where you're currently at to where you so desperately deserve to be, if you don't have the answer, you don't need to know. You just need to seek, I think. You just need to keep trying. So give up as many times as you need to, but try one more time to match each one of those times where you're like, I can't do this anymore. It's amazing what we can trudge through in spite of being tremendously uncomfortable. And it's absolutely unfair, and you don't deserve it. But you can be brave. We can do hard things, and things can get better. And once they do, you will recognize happiness again. I certainly have, and it's shocking. I didn't necessarily trust it when it first started happening, when I started noticing the stars again at night, when I started really tasting my food again, when conversations became meaningful again, when I felt an excitement for the mundane again, when my blankets took on comfort again, when I wasn't constantly wishing and trying to be somewhere that I wasn't. It washes over you. And it takes time, but I'm so glad I didn't give up, and it is worth it. I do think that there is a space of life for us depressives, for us anxious souls, for us ruminators, for us that struggle with addiction. There is a place that exists where most of the time we can feel pretty great. In the face of tremendous odds, we can feel pretty great. For whatever that's worth, please don't give up. Please come back and see me more. Let me believe for you for as long as it takes for you to believe for yourself, and know that you're not alone, no matter how alone you might think you are. We can do really hard things, and we can overcome a great many obstacles so long as we don't give up. I hope that helped someone. I think it would have helped me when I was struggling, and I never want to lose sight of the people that are currently just holding on. I know that world, I know that life, and I just wanted to make this video for you. So I hope you heard something or felt something today that gave you just an inkling of hope, and I hope you come back and see me more. My name is Noah. I am perfectly healthy and fine today, and I once wasn't. So I'm rooting for you, and we'll see you in the next video.